Hey, it's Alstrom. Welcome back to Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. Last time, we made it here to Vermilion City, explored everything in the city that there was to do, and got our fourth team member, Mimian, the Mr. Mime. Now, of course, this guy's only level 10, so we're gonna just go train this guy up real quick here in Route 11, which is the route next to Vermilion. So let's go ahead and show off Mr. Mime. So some things about Mr. Mime that I wanted to get into that I didn't go into last time. When you're doing an in-game trade, you're going to want to get the Pokemon that obviously the person's going to want to ask for. In my case, the person needed an Abra. Be particular about the level you catch that Pokemon at. For example, the Abra that I traded Riley was a level 10 Abra. So because of that, my Mr. Mime is level 10. Now, in Mr. Mime's case, I think level 10 is the highest level you could get it because the level range for Abra on that route is like 8 to 10. So bear that in mind when you're doing that. Glare is an interesting move. It paralyzes. It's not a move I see a lot outside of this generation because, you know, Ekans is not as prominent in other games, and Ekans is like the main person that uses Glare, but, you know, whatever. So as you can see, because Mr. Mime was a traded Pokemon, his text reads that he gains a boosted experience yield, whatever. So traded Pokemon are a lot easier to train up than you would think because of this, and that trait's going to stick with Mr. Mime for the longest time, so he's going to be the easiest to level up in that regard. What's this here? An Awakening. Interesting. Now, I want to fight the youngsters on this route because I know the youngsters on this route have a lot of poison types on their team. On their teams, pardon me. Hopefully this is youngster Dave? Dylan, damn it, no. He's gonna have a Sandshrew. Bah. Oh well. More time for Mr. Mime to shine. That's not good. I don't like that at all. So I already went into what each move of his did in the last video, so I'm not gonna go over that again. But I do want to talk a little bit about why I'm using a Mr. Mime on my team. It's just, it allows me to highlight the in-game trade feature in a way. So trading is a big part of Pokemon, and having Mr. Mime on my team allows me to demonstrate the perks of using a traded Pokemon on your team in a way that allows me to do so, because otherwise I would not be able to get a traded Pokemon because I don't have the wireless link thing. I have no one to trade with, obviously. So this would be my way to show that off. Meditate, that's a new move. And also, I really like Mr. Mime in this game. I think Mr. Mime is a very solid Pokemon to use for your team in Fire Red and Leaf Green. Yikes. There's a lot of poison types in Gen 1. So obviously, you know, being able to show it off. I mean, being able to deal with all the poison types, I meant to say. That would be optimal. Although this Zubat is quite equipped to deal with me. Good lord. I should have switched out there. Definitely gonna have to go heal after this fight's over. Send out my Woodstock. Take it out there. Here we go. Youngster Dylan. Pokemon couldn't win. Haven't they grown enough? No. None of them were evolved, so I'm gonna say no. I think it would be wise if I healed, so I'll be right back. Get in the goddamn center. Alright, we're back. And as you can see, we're healed. So we're going to go ahead and take on the next trainer. And do that. Get over here. far as I know, there aren't any new Pokemon on this route. So, don't gotta worry about that. Alright, youngster Dave, you have poison types. That works out quite nicely for me. Ba-bam. So, I've been thinking, you know, okay, for the record, the fact that I am like 6 levels lower than this thing and I'm taking that little damage is impressive, although poison 6 is not that impressive. I was gonna say, if you hear any noise in the background or anything like that, my dog is in my room. I have a dog, so if you hear any noises or grunting, that's my dog. And my dog is kind of like a cat. He'll stay in one spot until he decides he no longer wants to be in that spot, and then he will do everything in his power to leave said spot. Now, I close my door when I record, so my voice doesn't sound as echoey. So I may have to pause the recording if he decides he wants to leave. Because, you know, my dog is a cat. Everyone should remind him up to level 14. So bear that in mind. There's a class of trainer. I totally scuffed that sentence. There's a class of trainer on this route we haven't seen yet called gamblers. I think it's these guys here. Watch out for live wires. Actually, not the gambler, but this is another kind of trainer we haven't seen yet, an engineer. Scratch my throat there. He has Magnemites. I don't think I've gone over Magnemites. I have. Mount Moon. I'm gonna skip this because this is gonna take forever. Alright, so in the middle of that fight, Mr. Mime's trying to learn the move Double Slap. The foe is slapped repeatedly, back and forth, 2 to 5 times. I'm gonna get rid of Substitute because I almost never use Substitute. Even though it's a great move for competitive, I'm not playing competitively. So that's what happened there. Okay, that guy just kicked my ass. I'm gonna go heal. Oh my god, okay. Quickly moving on to the next guy. This is the trainer class I wanted to show. Win, lose, or draw. Now, these guys are kind of interesting. In this game, they're called gamers. In the original versions, I think in Japan exclusively though, they are called gamblers. They're gamblers. I don't know why they think... Okay, I don't get this. Why is gambling such a taboo for video games? Like, I get you don't want to get kids into addictive practices and whatnot, but acting like it doesn't exist is not the solution to that. You know, just put a disclaimer or understand that you are not responsible as the game developer for how people take your medium and act on it. If a child gets addicted to gambling and they played video games that featured gambling when they were younger, that's not the game developer's fault. That's not the game developer's fault, I think. I feel like that's on the parent of that child to raise them to know better. As my thing, it's also part of the whole thing with people saying that video games make you violent. No, they don't! Sure, could they encourage it? Possibly, but it all starts with who's raising you. Like, for me, for instance, I'm not a violent person because I was raised to know better. Am I crazy? I don't think that's a crazy stance to have. But whatever. We're gonna ignore that for now. Okay, so I'm gonna cut out the rest of the trainer fights because there is something else I wanted to get to today, and this is taking a lot more time than I realized, so I'm gonna start cutting out the trainer fights. Alright, right next to that guy, we've got an X-Defend. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Careful, I'm laying down some cables. I'm deciding that I really hate Magnemites. That is my dog. I'm gonna go let him out. So indecisive you are. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah. I hate Magnemites. Because holy crap, they keep giving me a hard time. Anyways. I have never won before. Me too, buddy, me too. Oh, hey! So, Mr. Mime's trying to learn light screen. Really good move. Okay, so I had barrier incorrect. I said last time that it raises defense for the whole team. That is not what barrier does. I'm confusing that with another move. We'll get to that when we get to that. So, Light Screen. A wall of light cuts damage from special attacks for 5 turns. This move applies to your whole team for the special defense. So, Meditate is an attack that raises physical attack stat. This, on a Mr. Mime, is useless in Generation 3 because I'm a special attacker. So, I'm getting rid of that for sure. For Light Screen, because Light Screen benefits the whole team. And this is what I confused Barrier for. This is Reflect. It basically does what Light Screen does, but for physical attacks. So you bet your sweet behind I'm getting rid of Barrier for that. So it's not an actual buff in your defensive stats so much as it cuts the damage in half. That's what Reflect and Light Screen do. So yeah, great moves to have. And there goes the gamer. Also, my dog came back in my room. He decided he wanted to be in my room again after 2 seconds. So yeah, that is my dog for you. I'm the best in my class. I train every morning. Nerd. Alright, I think that's the last trainer? Yeah. Never mind. Wow. Okay. Next to that guy, a Great Ball. Of course, of course. Now, if we check this rock here, escape room. Now, if we try to leave out this way, we have no problem in doing so. But, oh man, what's that? A Pokemon is sprawled out in a deep and comfortable slumber. Big old boy blocking the way, so it's not looking like we're going to be able to go out to Route 12 anytime soon. Let's see what you guys got to say. If you're aiming to reach Lavender Town, take Rock Tunnel. You can get to Rock Tunnel from Cerulean. Don't you think it's hard to... don't you think it's hard to think of good names for Pokemon? Especially if you've caught a whole bunch. In Lavender Town, there's a man who rates Pokemon nicknames. He can even help you rename your Pokemon, too. We'll be sure to check that out. If you go up here... have an Oak Aid. Hi, remember one of Professor Oak's aids. If your Pokedex has complete data on 30 species, I'm supposed to give you a reward. I have not. I will come back and do that later. I'm looking for the Pokemon Nidorino. Want to trade one for my Nidorino? Nope. That's a pointless trade. You can catch both of them in this game. Don't see the point. Not all the in-game trades are going to be as good as the one for Mr. Mime. It's just a matter of fact you got to deal with. So, I don't want this part to be its own part because I feel like we didn't do a whole lot except fight a bunch of trainers. But this episode's getting kind of long, and I don't want to start the next part yet because the next part is the SSN, and that's a big part of the game, and I don't want this video to be that long. So I'm thinking, let's go ahead, take care of that guy's task, get the item finder, and we'll call it quits there. So my advice to you, if you want to get Pokemon, just catch everything you can. Realistically, you should get up to 30, like, no problem. And yeah, this might be a pretty simple episode. I'll be right back. I'm upset. I come back to you guys a failure. I have been trying to catch as many Pokemon as I physically can, and I am short 8 Pokemon. I don't think you understand how frustrated this is. How frustrating I am. Look at this. Starters, I obviously can't catch. I went and got all the bugs. I even evolved them. I didn't evolve my Pidgey or Rattata, of course, but like, Look at all of these Pokemon that I have seen but can't catch. I can't catch any of the Mount Moon Pokemon, which would definitely fill out the rest of the decks to the extent that I need it filled up. And I can't catch them. I even caught a Dugtrio and everything. Ah. And then obviously, you know, Bellsprout, I just can't catch no matter what because I'm playing Fire Red. But still, I caught so many Pokemon. I even traded that girl for her stupid Farfetch'd. And I still can't get it. I feel so defeated. I feel so defeated. But I don't want this part to end on such a sour note. But unfortunately, that's what I've set myself up for. And, you know, truth be told, I don't really want the item finder anyway. It's just I want to show off what it does. And obviously, we are like a gym badge away from me being able to show you what it does. Like, honestly, we're going to be able to go back and get those Pokemon in such a short amount of time. It's not even funny. I'm conflicted. But, you know, mayhaps it's a sign. You know, this recording session at least is already like 20 minutes long. And, you know, we got a lot done. I mean, Mr. Mime is already level 20. He's already caught up with the team pretty much. I mean, sure, he's still the weakest Pokemon, but he's not that far off from everybody else. And, you know, sorry, I'm trying to switch it. Things like that. I guess that's gonna be the episode. Oh, this is so bad. Feel free to skip this part, even though you're watching this. So, the SSN is a famous luxury cruise ship. It visits Vermilion once a year. Welcome to the SSN. Next time on Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, we're gonna go on the SSN. We're gonna see what party Bill was invited to. Probably not even gonna enjoy it that much, but we're gonna go see it regardless, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to figure out how the heck we get over to that gym there. Thank you for watching. Sorry again for this part sucking, and take care. Peace.